Om Sri Sai Ram. Jnana Vahini, Chapter-10. 36. Direct experience is obtained by continuous reflection on truth. The knowledge derived from the mere hearing of Vedanta cannot be termed direct knowledge, since the error of taking one thing as another is not removed by actual experience in such a learning process. How can it be treated as direct or authentic? No, it cannot be. It is indirect only. Of course, by hearing about the essential nature, Swarupa of the Brahman, which is only being, awareness, bliss, Sachidananda, one may be able to picture it or imagine it. However, one has to actually see the Brahman, who is the witness of the five sheaths of the individual: the food sheath, Annamaya; the sheath of the vital airs, Pranamaya; the mental sheath, Manomaya; the sheath of the intellect, Vijnanamaya; and the sheath of supreme bliss, Anandamaya. You may know from the scriptures, Shastras, that Vishnu has 4 arms, with the conch, Sankha, disc, chakra, mace, gada, and lotus, Padma in each of them. You may even picture him as such in meditation. Yet, unless you have actually seen him by your own vision, the knowledge gained by the study of iconography can never be honored by the adjective direct, pratyaksha. Since Vishnu's form is considered different and outside when understood through the study of the scripture Shastras, what you get is really indirect inference, not direct experience. Though a person is ignorant of the fact that Brahman is his own self, not different or outside, why can't he realize himself as Brahman as soon as he hears the exposition of a maxim like "you are that, tat tvam asi," which reveals that basic truth, but he does not? You may even doubt whether the knowledge obtained from scriptures, Shastras, about things different from you, like heaven, etc., has any value, but you should not declare so. For the same scriptures have said, by means of divine pronouncements, that you are the Brahman itself, that you are fundamentally Brahman and nothing else. They also warn you that direct experience is not obtained by merely hearing these divine pronouncements. The progress of aspirants is of this nature. They reason out with faith and care what they have heard until they understand the characteristics of the Atma in one indirect way. Then, to bring that knowledge into the field of actual experience, they take up the process of reflection, manana, and revolving it in the mind, manasa. 37. Atma is the universal cause and seer. The Atma is present everywhere and is in everything. It is unaffected. It is omnipresent, like ether, akasa. It is even behind the ether. It is ether in the universal consciousness, chitta, and it is referred to as behind, param. It is described in the oral text, Srutis, as this Supreme Lord is unattached, Asanogyapam Purushaha. The Atma is unaffected and untouched by anything. It is beyond everything and devoid of hesitation or activity. Don't doubt whether it is unlimited or not. It is behind the 3 limitations of space, time, casuation. You cannot state that Atma is in only one place and not in another. It is not limited by space. You can't state that it exists at one time and not at another. It is not limited by time. Atma is everything. There is nothing that is not Atma. Atma is all. So it has no limitation of name or form like material objects, vastus, have. Atma is full and free. Knowing this is the highest truth, the fullest knowledge, jnanas. A doubt may be raised here. If the Atma is immanent in everything, like the ether is not in a transformation, vikara, a change, no, existing, emanating, growing, changing, declining, dying. These are the six transformations, but the Atma is the universal, eternal witness, cognizing ether and the other elements. So it has no modifications at all. It is changeless, nirvikara. Saying that the Atma is changeless means that some other things have modification, vikara. So the question may be asked how the word non-dualism, advaita, can be used. Now, some things have modifications and some don't have. But when there is nothing besides Atma, it is wrong to speak of a twofold entity. It is not two, it is one. There is no doubt possible of this. It cannot arise. How can it be said that there is nothing outside the Atma? For this reason, the Atma is the cause of all this. There can be no distinction between cause and effect. The cause cannot be without the effect, and the effect cannot be without the cause. Some might be suffering under the doubt how can the Atma be universal cause? The Atma is the universal cause because it is the universal seer. The seer is the cause of all delusion of this world. The seer creates silver in the mother of pearl as well as varied scenes of the deep world. So too, for the multiplicity of things unexperienced during the waking stage, the Atma, who is the seer, is the instrument, right? 38. Attachment and affection are the result of delusion. The world is a play of illusion, Maya. Because of this play, the world seems to be subject to evolution of names and forms and involution of the same until the whole is melted in dissolution of the world, pralaya. The illusion appears with the illumination of spiritual knowledge, jnana. Just as light dispels the delusion of the snake with which the rope was covered, then the knowledge that the Atma is all fills and fulfills. One is Atma through and through. The sacred text Srutis also declare this. The Atma is always content and blissful. To you, one thing appears more attractive than another. So this sensual attachment and affection are the results of delusion and greed. It is like a dog that groans a bone. When blood oozes out of its tongue and gets mixed with the bone, it relishes the bone and more of that additional taste. When it gets another bone, it drops the first one and runs after the second. Thus, the Atma superimposes its inherent bliss upon the external evanescent object and envelops that object with a certain attractiveness. Objects are taken to be pleasure giving, but they are not really so. They only add to the grief. This affection toward things seen through the deluded eye is ever changing, and it is limited, not unlimited. 39. The nature of Atma is being, awareness, bliss. Attachment to the Atma won't undergo any modifications. Even when the senses and the body fall, the Atma will remain and infuse bliss. It is unlimited, undestructible. Everyone has attachment to the self or Atma. It is of the nature of the highest bliss, Param Ananda. For this reason, it is also described as the nature of being, awareness, bliss, Sachidananda. Or these three the characteristics or qualities of the Atma, or are they its essence, its nature? A doubt of this type may arise. Redness, heat, and splendor are the nature of fire, nor its attributes. In the same way, Atma has being, awareness, and bliss, as its very nature. Fire, Agni, is one, and Atma is also one. Though both may appear as different, liquidity, coldness, and the taste are of the very nature of water. Yet water everywhere is the same, with no diversity. Atma is one, it subsumes all, and by knowing it, all is known. The Atma is the witness of the five sheaths, koshas, of the individual: the food, the viral air, mental, body, and bliss sheaths, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya kosas. How can Atma be all knowing? It may be asked. Atma is consciousness, Chitta, and all else is inert, Jada. Atma alone can know, and nothing else is capable of knowing. And Atma knows that all else is Atma. Can the pot know the ether, Akasa, inside it? Although it does not know, the ether is there all the same. But the Atma in people knows even the innate of the presence of the senses. Thus, the body, the house, the field, the village, the country are all known. So too, the unseen items like heaven are understood. Though the multiplicity of body, country, etc. is non-existence, they appear so because they are formed by the tendencies of the mind. They simply appear on the screen as different and varied. In the dream, though one experiences a multiplicity, one knows that they are unreal creations of one's own mind. This is clear to the witness of the dream. Similarly, the experience of the waking stage is at most a mental picture. People talk of heaven, though they have no experience of it. 40. The realization of I am Brahman, the investigation of the truth and unity behind all this is the duty of this wise jnanis, their real characteristics. Jai Sai Ram.